Hey everybody, welcome to Questionable Lock. My name is Taylor Stahl.
I'm Sebastian Natashi.
Carson is usually here, and we wish he could be here today, but he got lost in the Twitterverse tweeting about all these amazing games coming up. So he unfortunately is not here with us, but he will have an incredible 2-minute warning for this weekend's game. So make sure you guys check that out. But speaking of these weekend's games, let's jump right into it. We have all the goats together. So we have the Chiefs and the Bills. This weekend, Seb. I think Kansas City has -3 on this game. How are you feeling with the whole concussion situation and whatnot?
Yeah, well, as we've talked about a bunch on the show, it's very, very hard to pick against the Chiefs, to pick against Mahomes. Obviously, this week a little bit different because he's coming off the concussion. The concussion, who knows if he's actually going to be okay? He's definitely going to play, but it's going to be very interesting to see in that one. I think -3. I'm leaning towards the Bills with that one, just covering. I still think the Chiefs are going to win, but an important point: Chiefs are 0-8-1 against the spread in their last
They
9
haven't covered
games.
the spread in a minute, so
Mahomes hurt. 0-1. Bills are 11-1 in their last 12. They've won 8 games in a row. Stephon Diggs looks unguardable right now. Josh Allen looking really good. So I think the Bills are going to cover. I still think the Chiefs come away with it, just because I think having Mahomes, that end game, that clutch situation will give them the dub. But Buffalo, a very good team, would not be surprised to see them cover and keep this one close.
yeah, I have to agree. I honestly would probably stay away from the spread on this one, just because of what we just talked about. But I still think the Chiefs are going to come out on top somehow. They always figure it out. They always
Figure it out.
live long and prosper.
They got a big play in them always.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, do you think that Mahomes is going to play? Like, has that even been announced yet?
There's no way he does not play. There's literally no doubt in my mind that he will pass, because they said he's fine already. So basically, he just has to pass the NFL's concussion protocol, and you would be kidding yourself if you thought that he would not be passing the NFL's concussion protocol to play this weekend.
That's just
So
I don't know. There's a perspective that I like that is yelling my name. That's like, okay, but like, is he really gonna risk his life? Like that's his
I'm
brain.
sure he's obviously, concussions are a terrible thing, and
Yeah,
football is a very dangerous sport. But these NFL players get hit like that.
like nobody's
They go through concussion protocol without the people knowing all the time. If he was actually I think what they were saying was that it wasn't actually his head, but he pinched a nerve in his neck or something. But then they were also saying it was concussion. So it's a little murky, but he's gonna play.
for sure gonna
Yeah.
play, for sure.
Yeah.
Okay, so and then we have Packers versus Bucks, which is what I was talking about when I was referring to the goats. Tried to make my virtual background a goat, but I couldn't because
Yeah. Well,
but so Green Bay I think is -3.5.
Yeah, it's moving up and down a little bit, but 3.5 is what it's at right now. I'm not picking against Packers. As much as I think that Tom Brady has been unstoppable, and I hate even saying that I'm going to pick against him in the NFC Championship. Packers are 7-1 at home, both of the last 2 seasons. Aaron Rodgers is very clearly the MVP, been dominating. They've won 7 games in a row by 7+ points. Their offense looks just, handled the Rams defense best in the league. And they're at home, which makes a difference.
Recently, I'm liking the Bucks defense.
That's a good point. They held the Saints to 20. They're looking pretty solid, but I don't know, the way the Packers are firing, especially at home. I think this is the game where Tom Brady passes the torch to Aaron Rodgers.
I don't know about that.
Aaron Rodgers knocks him out. I think.
Even being at home, the Packers have been 7-1 at home for sure. I understand that, but Brady's not he's not foreign to the cold weather. Yeah, the Bucks are because Tampa Bay warm and sunny all the time, but Brady's not. And I think that I don't know. I think this is going to be a crazy game. I would literally sprint away from it if I was betting.
I feel you.
I have no idea how this. I mean, what's this? The Packers are what? What did I say? -3.5.
Packers are -3.5, -3.
That it's sketchy when it always is moving.
I'm saying. I did not like Tom Brady for a very long time. I know he's the GOAT. I respect him. If he wins again, he is no doubt the greatest ever. But I gotta have some confidence in the Packers and Aaron Rodgers. They're playing so well
Yeah,
right now,
incredible.
and I want them to look good because they beat the Rams. They got to keep going. So
They
I
can't
think I
just
might
lose
take
now
the points. I honestly might take the points in this one. I might take the points in this one, Pat, at -3.5, -3. I think I would definitely be more likely to take it. But I do also like Packers money line. -170 isn't too bad of odds at all. A
I
lot of
like
people
the over.
love to bet on Tom Brady, of course. So the Packers are going to have pretty decent odds as the favorites.
Yeah,
But over, I think the over isn't a bad shout.
I like that
Um,
for sure.
but like you said,
Right
the
now,
Bucks defense has been locking up a little bit. So for me in this one, my questionable lock is going to be Green Bay with the points. I'm going to say if it's -3, I think I'll take a push there. But Green Bay -3, over under. I'm not sure. I think like you said, it's gonna be really cold. So both teams used to it, obviously, but
I think with the explosive
it does
offense,
affect how you can
though,
play.
like,
It does affect how you can play. Like
yeah,
you can't necessarily throw the ball super far every time, and it's going to be who can establish that running game early. Um, but I think as much as I don't know if I can, I'm gonna have to pick against Brady.
interesting. I think I wish Carson was here because I feel like he would play the devil's advocate and go for Tampa Bay because just like Florida and Brady and everything.
Yeah,
I think I don't even know. I don't think I could pick. I think the only thing I would put money on this is the over. I think 51 with these two teams with these offenses. I mean 51. Yeah, I think that this is. I would take the over on that, but because I think that the cold isn't going to do much to these guys.
I agree, but I think that it also like just affects how they can play. Like when they're in the Superdome and they're playing in New Orleans, they are expecting to, be able to throw the ball a lot, not have those conditions. And like, regardless of how ready for it they are, it's going to be fucking freezing. Excuse
Yeah,
me, but it's going to be cold as fuck. And the receivers, it's going to be cold for them being able to catch the ball. So Aaron Jones, and then Ronald Jones and Leonard Fournette for the Bucks. It's going to be really interesting to see who can, get that run game going early because that's going to set everything up for their GOAT quarterbacks.
we'll see. I think I'll probably lock in my questionable lock for the Bills. I mean, not for the Bills, for the Chiefs -3 because
Mm-hmm.
I don't think that the Packers Bucks is for me.
I think Chiefs Bills might be a more exciting game. I think the Bills are
I think
very,
so
very
too.
good.
I think so too.
I really like watching them play. Also, Stephon Diggs, great guy.
Yeah, facts. I think that if you're gonna put money on any games this weekend, it should be the Chiefs versus the Bills.
And if you want to do a 2-game parlay, I say, I don't know. Well, it's hard to tell on Thursday, because the little Mahomes news and stuff. But I would take the Green Bay money line and pair it with, if you want to do a little alternate spread, like Kansas City -4, or excuse me, Buffalo like +4.5, something like that.
Even a teaser in this situation, I feel like.
Even there's plenty of options, especially with only 2 games. There's lots of player props and stuff too.
Right,
I would bet the over on whatever Stephon Diggs yardage is, honestly. So there's that. But yeah, the football game is the championship weekend before the Super Bowl.
Crazy.
Pretty exciting, and it's it's good matchups. There's storylines in each. Josh Allen and Diggs versus Mahomes and Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce, Brady versus Rodgers, goat on goat. So 2 good ones.
Goat
I'm
on
very
goat.
excited. But goat on goat crime, white on white crime. That's what's about to happen out there.
But yeah, I think that's all we have for football. There are some big UFC fights coming up. We have McGregor and Dustin. I don't even know how do you pronounce it?
Poirier, yeah.
Poirier. Reminds me of the sparkling water.
It's definitely French. We're probably
Yeah, it reminds me of
Poirier.
honestly. But McGregor is favored at -315, I think. Dustin's obviously the underdog coming from their first match together in like 2015, where Dustin took the L, of course, against the Irishman.
Got his ass.
But said you don't really like Conor McGregor, huh?
I don't really necessarily. I do think though that he hasn't fought in a minute.
Yeah.
He is, he's still humble. When he loses, he's humble. And all the talk is whatever. But I do think that he is gonna win. I don't know. It's hard because, like I said, like your first time back in this, the main event, UFC. I think it's 257. Poirier's been fighting. He's changed up a lot. That fight was what? Oh my god, 2014 was 7 years ago. Jesus.
That's crazy.
And I do, obviously McGregor's very experienced. He's rested. I think that the way he fights, He keeps his distance. He's very smart. I think that that's going to do him a lot. It's going to do him wonders in this fight. And I think that, part of the reason he's favored is because of his pedigree, but also because people love to bet on McGregor.
Right.
People love McGregor. So
Get a lot
plus
of
260. I don't think I can say enough. I don't think I watch enough to make a super informed call on this one. But if that line keeps going up, that's not terrible value.
Yeah.
But I do think that
Sorry.
McGregor will have a he'll come out, reestablish himself and get back into it. So I don't want to really
I
pick
think
on
what
this
everyone's been trying to say to make this a more interesting fight is like how much Dustin has like gotten better and how much he's improved, how much he's been working and fighting while McGregor's been like resting or whatever. So
like vodka or whiskey or whatever.
Yeah, so that's like definitely what's been being said to try to get like people to maybe not bet against McGregor or like whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't see how you could still bet against him. Like you said, I would.
We'll see. Yeah.
If I were betting on it, I think there's a lot of money, obviously, that McGregor fights. So there's a lot of money on this entire weekend, and I really, you do it right, I feel like there's a lot of dubs coming people's way.
I would say a quick little like prop bet maybe for this one. Not sure what the odds are, but McGregor first round knockout could have some pretty good value. Some like, I think he knocked him out in the first round last time, and I also think that he said he was going to knock him out in like 60 seconds this time. So that could be that's a sneaky little bet that could, little flying knee to start the fight. But Poirier is obviously very experienced. Yeah. He'll be ready. But this is a questionable one for me.
I don't know if I want that to happen. I want a good fight. We haven't been getting many fights lately, so
that's facts. But that shit's crazy. Those first round knockouts.
I know, crazy stuff. But I think that's all we have for this show. Hopefully Carson pulls himself out of the Twitterverse soon.
He's doom scrolling right now.
Yeah, exactly. But don't forget to check out his 2-minute warning and our recap on Monday of this incredible weekend. And good luck. Check out the website as always. And the boys will be live tweeting these games and hopefully the fights. I'll probably be live tweeting the fights, honestly, because I get
yeah, you got that. Yeah.
Way too into those. But yeah, so have a good weekend, win some money, and we'll see you on Monday.